Hey guys, Horror Man back for another review. So today we're going to take a look at the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 2022 The Thing figure. Now this is basically like a representation of what the cover of the movie looks like, or like the movie poster. So it's just going to be based off this specific art. And just taking a look at the packaging, very cool lenticular style packaging. So if you kind of move it around a little bit, you can see the image changes just slightly. You can see he's got this burst of light kind of coming out of the hood. He's got the gloves on, just like the basic winter attire that all the other characters wore in the movie. You got the Thing title right on the front. And it's got this kind of like just darker kind of matte finish to it. You've kind of seen this same style box with like some of the horror stuff. You do get some really cool images on the back. You can see one of them kind of utilizing the effect. And then you have just the light up in the hood on the other two pictures. And then this one just has this blank, dark look. So it's got this wintry type of Grim Reaper going on. And then you do get the Thing logo at the bottom. You do get a read-up of the movie itself, but it's really hard to read. I'm not sure if you're going to see it in this review clear enough, so I'll go ahead and just read it to you. It just says, in the winter of 1982, a 12-man research team at a remote Antarctic research station discovers an alien buried in the snow for over, it looks like 100,000 years. I didn't think it was that long. Once unfrozen, the form-changing alien wreaks havoc, creates terror, and becomes one of them. So pretty cool box art. It's definitely a nice doll finish. Like I said, kind of something we've seen. I think Trick or Treat used the same type of finish. Then you just get the Thing logo kind of barely on the side there. Same with the top. Then the bottom, you do get some different instructions and a UPC code, and just like the people responsible for making the figure. And we've seen this lenticular effect too. I think Trick or Treat might have used that, and also the Ultimate April. So inside you do get that standard flap like you usually do, and you can see the figure clearly in there, and he's got two different interchangeable face plates. And then on this side you get a really nice picture of the figure itself with that effect and some like ice and different snowy elements to it. So let's go ahead and get this figure out of the box and take a closer look. Alright, so here's the Thing outside of the packaging, and this is basically the effect that he has inside of the box when you get it. So we'll go ahead and talk about the different effects, show you how the light feature works. You will need like a small Phillips head screwdriver, like a jeweler's screwdriver, to work this light effect, so I do want to prepare you for that. I will show you how to get that to work. But before I get too far into this review, as usual, I do want to show that you do get a background with the figure. So you do get this background with the figure, and it's a pretty good one. It's basically just going to be like the cover art, so you get this like blast of ice and some snow in there. So pretty cool. It definitely kind of fits the figure. Not going to work with every single picture you do, but I always like getting these little backdrops. So let's go ahead and take a look at the head sculpt, the light feature, and then we'll take a look at the rest of the different like paint and details in the figure itself. And then we'll do some comparisons later on, and I'll have a nice slideshow of pictures for you. So let's go ahead and get a nice close-up of the head sculpt. Alright, so let's start off with just taking a look at how to work this light feature. So what you could do is you could just kind of slide this hood off, so just kind of pop right off of there, and this plastic part will just kind of pop off pretty easily. Just hooks in basically to these little pegs right here. They look like kind of eyeballs or something. So you're just left with just this piece. Now once you're left with just this piece, normally you could just be able to just turn this button on in the back, but it will not work because you have to take out this little plastic thing in the battery compartment. So on the back here you do have the on-off switch, and you can just move that to the left and to the right. And then there's a little screw right here. Like I said, you need a jeweler's screwdriver to take that screw out. and then you can take out this little plastic thing. Alright, so once you've loosened up this screw right here, you should be able to just pop the back off. And then you can see that there's definitely 3 batteries in here. You've got to be able to pull that little plastic tab out to get this to work. Alright, so once you remove this little plastic piece right here, just go ahead and put that battery door back on, make sure your batteries are right, and then you're just going to put the screw back on and just get that battery compartment all sealed up. So then you're just going to want to hit this switch to the right, and that will activate the light feature in the front. And then you can see where the different peg holes are on the front. And there's also like the pegs that are on the underside of the effects. So you're going to make sure you get those pegs into those peg holes. So you go ahead and try to line this up, and once you get it lined up, it should push on there pretty good, and you can see it locks in pretty good. And then if you turn it to the back, you can see like these like little parts here where you kind of have to slide the hood portion back on. And then once you get the hood back on there, you have your complete lighting effect. And once you've used that background again, you could really see the full effect of where they're going with this figure. So really cool. So if you wanted to set it up like this on a shelf, it's definitely going to stand out in your collection. Now you do get a secondary effect, so you get this piece that we've looked at already, but then you also just get this standard like oval piece that basically just covers the light, or the black piece with the light feature. So again, you're going to do the same thing you did before. You're just going to take that hood off and then just pop this plate off. And then you're just going to want to put this other covering on. Again, pretty simple. And then again, you just slide that hood portion on to where it covers that light. And it looks pretty cool too. So you basically just get like more of a basic light in there, but definitely still really creepy. It just has this kind of like, I don't know, like a Grim Reaper type of effect to it. But yeah, it looks very cool, and if you're afraid of like this breaking or falling off your shelf, it's nice to have this as a second choice. And then even without the light on, you still can kind of get a nice effect if you put this backdrop on especially. So it does kind of still give you the effect without that light on. Aside from the light feature, what I really like about this figure is he could just be anyone. And that's the whole thing about this movie that's very cool, is that, you know, he's able to manipulate pretty much any form of human or animal. So he works really well with just any of your displays. So if you want to have like McCready kind of like, you know, asking if he's the alien or something, just kind of hunting him, you could do that because he's just in a basic outfit that, you know, pretty much most all of them wore at some point in the movie. It's just this winter jacket with this heavy winter hood. But it's got really nice details overall, so you can see like there's a little bit of weathering to the jacket. You got the nice seams going on, really nice texture in that hood. You got the seams going through the hood as well. Really nice details just overall in this outfit. And of course he's got that much darker tone in the front. Now of course from the front it's not going to be as easy to fit into a display without that light just on and representing the cover. But again, he does have really nice details in the front. It is going to be much darker, so you don't have much paint on the front, and that's again just to fit that kind of paint scheme of that cover. But yeah, still have that same details, you know, going on the side. You know, you can see a little bit of black wash and just some different brushwork to them. But again, I really love the detail in this hood. I'm really hoping we see other characters in the line, and this is definitely a great way to do them. I mean, honestly, if you just includes a different face sculpt with this same costume without so much darkness in the front, I think you could really make probably like a full team for this movie. So at least some of the more standout characters. But yeah, overall just really nice details. in that jacket. And the details on the gloves are really nice as well. Again, you can see all the different seam lines and a different texture. He's got a little bit of like a hint of like snow on him. It almost reminds me of like that NES or like the video game style paint schemes where it kind of had that, you know, mix of different colors in there. So really nice details. And then here's a quick look at the inside of the glove. Not too much details, but pretty much what you would expect with a pair of gloves. And down to the lower half of the figure, I'm really impressed with the details here as well. The boots especially, but just looking at the pants, I mean, the really nice, you know, wrinkling in the pants, just like we would see with any NECA figure. We got the seams going on, so really nice. But the boots are really what steal the show for me. Just like the weathering, just like, you know, they're obviously tracking in snow anytime they walk outside. So seeing that on here is done so well, and you can still see all the details in the laces and the wrinkling in the boots. You got the sole, so just really impressive details overall. Like I said, I'm really happy with how they did that. And if they do any other characters like in this outfit, I really hope they do the same type of effect with the boots like they did here. And you do get the peg holes in the bottom of the feet, just in case you want to put them on a stand. But yeah, just overall nice details. Alright, so taking a look at the articulation here, it's going to be fairly basic with this compared to most NECA figures, but I think it's just fine here because you're really only just representing a cover or a poster of the movie. It's not really like representing a specific person. And I'm sure if like this was a regular character, the hood would just pop off and you could rotate the head in any way you want. But there's really no reason to show you the head articulation here. The hood will not move, so it's on like a little track, so the hood cannot move with the like the face or the face plate. But the arms go out about that far. You can get him to go down about that far. He has a single jointed elbow, but it definitely gets way better than 90, which is nice. You can go out pretty good. And then you can go up pretty good as well. Get a little flex in there if you want. He's got really good rotation at the waist. So you can get a little bit of a bend forward, backward, a little bit of side to side, but mainly it's just going to be like that twist that gets you a little bit more articulation. The hands can rotate, no issue. They can bend up, bend down. Legs can go about that far out. They are restricted because of the jacket. You can kick out about that far. Again, restricted because of the jacket. Knee gets a little bit better than 90, maybe. The foot can rotate up and down. Got a little bit of an ankle pivot, not much. And the boot can rotate. So, not a crazy amount of articulation, but considering like what the character is, I think they've done a pretty good job. I do think the character could have stand having maybe at least one or two accessories, especially maybe it's like some interchangeable hands. But you really don't get anything. All you really get with this figure, besides the light feature, is going to be this faceplate, and then you'll also, of course, get this faceplate, and that is it. You can almost consider the backdrop as a accessory with this figure, only because it's so crucial to the character itself, or to this version of the character. But yeah, you really don't get much accessories. Alright, so for the first comparison, here's the thing next to McCready, and you can see that they definitely scale pretty good. They're about the same height. The thing might be just a little bit bigger. But yeah, they look really good next to each other. And again, they could definitely make for some cool photos. Alright, so for the next comparison, here he is with the Alien Ripley, just in the spacesuit, and then you have the Alien Covenant Neomorph. And these look pretty good next to each other in case you just want to have like an alien display. And here he is with Timber from the Snake Eyes 2-pack, and this one definitely scales really well with the Thing, so if you just want to have basically like a filler for when the NECA official one comes out, this definitely will work. And here he is with Michelangelo and Casey Jones from the 1990 movie, and they definitely scale really well together. Here he is with a couple of NECA slashers. So you have Michael Myers from Halloween 2, which is also a John Carpenter's character, and then you have Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, The New Blood, and again, these look really cool next to each other. And here he is with the Eddie made by Bandai, and that's from Stranger Things, the newest season. And then here he is with Anarchy, and that's from like the Arkham video games, the Batman games. And these guys definitely have a similar outfit, and I like the Molotov cocktail. Alright, and then for the final comparison, here he is with some things that don't really scale together. So you have the Halloween 2 NECA figure, which is a retro figure, and then you have the zombie Captain America, and then the white Ranger made by Hasbro. Alright, so that's my review of The Thing by NECA Toys. And overall, I think it's a really cool figure. The light effect and just like the overall deco and background really make this figure much cooler than it probably most people would think it would be. But it's also a really good example of how to make a really good San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And what I mean by that is that it's not like a figure that everybody has to have, and I think if you miss out on it, you're not going to be completely crushed, but in the same sense, it's just a really cool way to just make like a kind of a one-off or an homage to something that people will recognize, but it's not something that's going to come with a million accessories and interchangeable parts, and it's really not going to have a lot of posability. But for the most part, it's just a really cool kind of art piece. But while it's not based off a specific person or has a whole lot of posability, it definitely will fit really well in the collection if you just want like a character from that movie to kind of fill a scene or to do some toy photography. It really looks cool from the back, and the details really do make for a cool picture, so you could really add the element of horror if you get a little creative. I do wish it had a couple of additional pieces, maybe some extra hands or some kind of accessories, but overall as a figure I still think it's really cool. It's a cool art piece, and if you're a fan of The Thing, I definitely would recommend picking up. I think you'd enjoy it, and it'll definitely look good on your shelf. So thanks for watching my review. If you liked the video, please like it. If you have a comment or question, let me know. And until next time, guys, see ya.